Hello. In this tutorial, I'll take you through the most reliable way I found to be able to retarget mannequin, UE5 mannequin animations across to various proportion metahumans. This is Unreal 5.2 project that I started blank, and what I did, I first of all brought in the mannequins pack. So I got the mannequin with the retargeters, and that will be this control rig. And then I also brought in, using the Quicksort bridge, three of the metahumans. I'm sure you can find other videos online regarding how to bring metahumans in. Okay, this is a new scene I've got here, or level, and you can see I've obviously got three different proportioned metahumans there. Okay, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my assets folder here, and I'm going to bring in an animation, and I've got an FBX here, so I'm going to drag and drop that in, and I'm going to assign that to the SK mannequin, and that is the UE5 mannequin. And you can also see in the path below, it tells you where it is. So I'm going to bring that in. It's quite a long animation. This is a test animation that MoCap Central that we use. So if I double click, and it opens up, and it's on the female, and because I animated this all on the the male rig, I tend to bring everything across in the preview and hit save. And you can see in this animation has him walking around, then actually doing some push-ups, which is an important part because we want to make sure we can get hand contact as close as possible. So I'm going to hit save all. In my scene, I'm going to select that animation for my mannequin, and if I hit play, you can see the animation's playing on him. Okay, good. That's the first step. Okay, what we've got to do now is a retargeting step to get it on the different proportions. I know there's different videos out there, and I've tried them where you may bring in an animation and you assign it to the metahuman skeleton, and then you do some offsets. I found that to be okay for bringing in an animation quickly, but ultimately it's been an issue for me. So I find this way to be the most reliable. So if you go into the control rig, again, that was from your imported mannequins pack from Unreal. And you can see under rigs, there's an RTG mannequin. What we're going to do, let's duplicate this. So you can right click here and hit duplicate, or Control D. And I'm going to name this one, for now, I'll just say meta. Okay, and we're going to open that up. And if those of you who haven't been in the retargeter, I'll give a quick, very quick overview. So there's actually two mannequins in here. There's a source and a target. You're always bringing the animations from the source, and you're bringing them to the target. What the retargeter does is it allows you to retarget animations across characters that have a different skeleton joints or different proportions. Again, there's loads of tutorials online to get really deep into this. First thing I need to do is separate the two characters because they're right on top of each other. Okay, and you can see this one just has two mannequins in it. First thing we're going to change here. Okay, I'll also warn you that I have every now and then a crash here working in here, so be aware. Okay, I'm going to set this to human. Okay, metahuman, and I want to select which rig do I want it to go through first, which proportion. So the metahumans all have different proportions. You can see this is a female, medium, I believe that's narrow body. And if I move away here, these all have different rigs. So I'm going to select him. You can see in the details panel here, body. If I select that, in fact, let me have a little look, go down, go to body, go to general, and you can see his body type. He's male, medium, looks like narrow body. So let's start with him. So we'll go to scroll down, find narrow body. Okay, so his body comes in like that. That's really awkward to see, right? It's not always the best. So what I tend to do is look for the preview, and now we'll have a preview of that skeleton. Okay, so let's go to Asset Browser, and because the mannequin UE5 has an animation attached, we're going to see it here. So straight away, I'm just going to select and let it play. You can see that the feet are contacting really nicely. The hands, I believe, are using, they're arcade right now. And the way you can tell, if you go to chain mapping and go to the hand, you can see that blend to source is at 1. If I change it for his left hand, you can see it adjust. Okay, and what that's adjusting at 1, it's matching the exact position of the left arm here. And if you bring it down, it'll go more to an FK version of it, because it's obviously not going to be using the blend to source on the IK, it's just going to use the FK. So right now, let's just keep that on. And I'm going to fast forward through here to a little later on and hit play. And we'll see, that's looking good. And then the test here for a lot of it is just, let's see what the hands do when they go on the ground. Okay, they look pretty good. So there are adjustments you can make here. If you're unhappy with some of the poses, you can select on the left arm here and you can do offsets. So feel free to go in here, and if I obviously grab here, you can see the arm moves away. So you can add offsets in here, which can be really handy for adjusting. You could also, another thing you can do is go to edit pose, and you can adjust the pose if you wanted. So you can see the wrists on his are a little pointed, you know, a little rotated down. You could adjust those, you could adjust fingers. But for this, I'm just going to keep this really simple. And I'm going to say, okay, that's good. So let's export that animation. So I'm going to have it selected, say export, find a place for it. I'll put it in assets. And the prefix I'll do for this, because this is, I'm going to say this is maybe a little bit too much information on here, but let's do that for now. And narrow, okay? And we'll export. Good. So now in my assets folder, this animation is here. Just double clicking it, and you can see in the preview it's actually attached to him. Okay, so I will go in now, select him, go to animations. Make sure that if you're selected all the way up here, you're not going to get animation options. So make sure you go down to where you see kind of the skeleton, little skeleton icon, then you can go in. And I usually select use asset. And then we can, it's kind of a weird name in now, right? I'm all the way probably down here. In fact, let me put the word test in, because that has it. And you can see that this animation has been created for this guy. So let's hit play. Okay, and he's running, he's looking good. Okay, I'm just going to do a save all. Okay, let's make another change here. Let's now do the female. Let's just select on the female and see if there's any animations associated with her right now. More than likely not. So if I hit test, you can see that actually the medium. So let's select that and take a look. Just for funs. You can see she's hovering off the ground now. So that's not going to work. So let's go ahead and actually make a unique animation for her. So I'm going to go back to my retargeter, and I'm now going to change the body type to that female. And I believe that's not it. I think that's the overweight. Let's go up. Oh, again, yeah, let's find out who it is. Let's do this properly. So if we select Amelia, we go to body, and we can see by going to general, you can see she's this one. So let's scroll up, and she is RST body. Okay, I've opened up Unreal again. We just had a crash, and we're going to carry on from where we left off. So where were we? We had the smaller female here. We were just finding out what body type she was. So let's let's go in and find her in here. We got female and SRT, and we're SRT, and she's narrow, and that's her there. Okay, this is where the IK can be a little aggravating here with it. Okay, there is a preview mesh here I could select. It does have an unclothed upper section torso for this, so I'm not going to record that for this. So if you want to see that preview, go to it, and it's a bit more of geo in the body. Okay, I know I'm going to go in here and I'm going to turn off IK on both of these. I'm now going to go to the animation. I'm going to double click and let's see what happens just on this. And you'll get the idea here. In fact, I'm going to move all the way forward to where there's a push up. And you can see that the hands are pretty good there. Okay, that's working pretty good. So I'm going to hit export. We'll put that in assets. And not the greatest name in here because it's quite a long prefix, but you guys could do folders and put them in instead of having to do all this. Okay, let's export that. Great, while we're in here, let's go straight over to the other female now. So we can get all of them done. So one thing I find here where you're like, okay, where is the panel that allows me to, you know, change the body because you're looking around? Just select nothing, select in the gray, and then that'll appear. That's caught me a few times. Okay, so the other female we had here, let's select her. Let's go there. She is this one. So I will scroll down to that body type there, I believe. Again, I could go to the preview in here, but again, no clove top, so I don't want to be videoing that right now. I'll let you guys do that. So I believe she is, let's see, is she good like that? Let me go ahead to the push up, see how that looks. Okay, she looks pretty good. So let's now select the motion, and we're going to export this one. FSRT and OVW underscore. Okay, all good. Just do a quick save all, save everything. Let's go to my assets folder. This is where I have my new animations in here now. Let's go to the female. We'll put the animation on her. Select the skeleton. Select an animation asset. Go here, put the word test in, just so I can see my options. She is the narrow. So I'm going to select that one. Now go to the female here. Body, animation, asset, and we'll do, type the word test, and she is this one, I believe. And we can now hit play. Okay, so they're all running now. Let's keep this going and see how it looks. So the feet are actually touching. You can see that the girl on the right, there's some slight foot clipping there. You could actually just, in the scene, just grab her, the character, and move her up a little bit, just so she's not clipping through. Again, this isn't always going to be perfect, but that's pretty close. I mean, the hands are pretty close there, especially for a reproportioned body to clip. So at least get you part of the way, okay? So that's the end of this tutorial. This shows you a quick way of bringing across UE5 animations onto your metahumans of different proportions. So I hope you find this helpful. Okay, there's lots of details you can adjust in the retargeting. I'll let you guys play with those.